Hello, good evening. It's me again. Um, I've got something to say, and based on yesterday. Um, Yesterday, I did a film in the morning, and I was going off to pick my car from outside the pub just down the road there, and I had a bit of a, or I had a lot of a hangover, and I was going to pick it up and decided to do my little film on the way and explained that I'd had a fabulous evening, which was rare. I'd been out with some friends, had a fabulous night, and had a few too many Charlie Harrys, and felt the worse for wear of it the next day. In fact, I still feel it today. The problem is with it is when I don't do it very often, but I feel it the next day for a couple of days, and my voice changes. It's deeper, and it's like I've got a cold coming. It's ridiculous, and the way alcohol affects me. But I got to work this morning and still feeling a little bit delicate. Which is, I was working away and thinking to myself, about to beat myself up, and you idiots, why don't you learn? You're poisoning yourself. You're old enough now to know the difference. And we all do this. We know we do this. And I stopped myself and I thought, the hell with this. I can justify that pain. There's a point there. I can justify that pain because I had such a fabulous night and such a lovely time with these guys I hadn't seen for a while, and laughed and laughed. So I kind of balanced that in my head and thought, leave myself alone for once. And but having said that, I kind of got to thinking, but maybe, does everybody think like this, or do people just go on work through using the machine of life and this thing doing what it does? And does everybody realize how we pacify the things that are painful to us, or do we realize what's painful to us? And how do we pacify it? And also the awareness that these little things that we use, these little tricks that we use to keep the machine going, can become their own source of pain. So I thought I'd talk about it, and I'm careful, I've got to waffle here. I don't want to go on as long as I did the other night. So, two masters in our lives: pain and pleasure. And those two masters, usually subconscious, control our lives and our emotions, or emotions work from that, and we control our lives. And we do these things to balance and pacify the two. The biggest cause of pain to most people is fear. Fear of everything. You name it, it's too long for me to list. Fear of pain, fear of failure, fear of being laughed at, fear of success, fear of dying, fear of every single thing we are afraid of. We will find a way to avoid that pain. And everybody out there watching and listening to you, or going past you in the street, are doing some of the things that we do to pacify these things. Drink, sex, TV, shopping, driving fast, watching, going to cinema, listening to music, eating. All of these things we do that we see other people do and think, oh, that's normal. But as I was saying the other day, trying to look at things differently. And if I can help one person out of doing these videos, I thought it's worth me piping up and making a nuisance of myself, because I think a lot of people are unaware of how the machine works. If you don't know how the machine of you works, how can you be aware that it's leading you in the wrong direction to more pain? So the point I want to make today is stop, have a look at yourself and think, am I watching I did this with TV. I'm hands up. I'm pretty much addicted to TV and film, and I watch TV, excuse me, and film. And I would sit at one time, until I became aware of what I was doing, I would probably sit for most of an evening and watch films or television, and I would pacify myself by saying, I don't watch rubbish, I'm selective of what I watch, and it's not doing me any harm. And thinking that I was relaxing after a hard day's work, and tell that. But if you stop and turn it around and look at that, you are pacifying yourself of the pain or the fear of whatever it is that you are living with by hiding from it in the television. And also what I realized I was hiding from was my daughter, who was growing up around me, my partner, who wanted to talk or have a bit of fun. I wasn't going out for a walk in the nice summer's evening, or I wasn't reading a book, or I wasn't listening to this. It will suck the life right away from you. And 5 years down the road, if you added all those hours up and you thought about, this is how I'm talking how I was looking at it. If you add all those hours that you've wasted thinking that you're relaxing, it frightens you. It's almost terrifying, that the time that you've wasted. And that's what kind of pushed me. That's where my leverage point, inner leverage point that I was trying to get across the other night, came from. So I'm hoping this will find someone else's leverage point, because you might not watch television, but you may drink a bottle of wine a night when you come in from work. You may go training down the gym, maybe twice a night, but it could turn into twice a week. It could turn into 4 times a week. It could turn into an addiction. And all of these things become addictions. We've all heard of alcohol addiction. We've all heard of sex addiction. We've all heard of food addiction and shopping addiction, TV addiction. Everything that we think is a nice, simple pleasure, pastime, can turn to our enemy and become another one of those pain creators further down the line. So without going on anymore, I'm sorry if it's going on a bit, but the point I'm trying to get across is, take a good look at yourself from a different angle. Are the things you are doing now that you think are providing you pleasure? Be aware that if you overindulge in them and need more and more to get the fix, it will lead you into more pain long term. That's my point. Thank you. We'll talk about something else another night. Take care. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.